Welcome to week 4. Here we'll be focusing on soteriology, the doctrine of salvation. We'll look at the introduction, the inadequate views, and the antecedents to salvation. The doctrine of salvation will be our focus for the rest of this course. So for the week that's ahead of you, number 1, you'll be composing your position paper on the doctrine of sin or hamartiology. This covers the material that you learned last week. Next, you'll outline and explain the importance and the breadth of the topic of salvation. You'll learn to identify and describe 4 different conceptions of salvation. Next, to define and describe the doctrine of predestination, and then to reconstruct the development of a biblical understanding of election. So this begins an important series of studies on the doctrine of salvation, especially in the foundational aspects. So make sure that you take good notes as you read Grudem in chapters 31 and 32, and Evans in chapter 64. After you complete your reading, you will be watching your narrated PowerPoints. The narrated PowerPoints will focus on the breadth and the topic of salvation, inadequate views of salvation, what is salvation, and then end with, is there a biblical way to teach election? After you've gone through the narrated PowerPoints, then you move to your minute paper where you make clear what you've learned, and then questions that you still have that need to be clarified for future study as well. After you've done that, you need to work to the discussion board, and the discussion board will focus on corporate versus individual election, and your answer, and then respond to the posts of others. And then we will continue, as we've done throughout this course, in answering your example study questions. And those are definition heavy this week, so make sure you have clear definitions. You can also use your pocket dictionary of theological terms if you need some help with some of those definitions.